class. It is currently 5 p.m. EST. Welcome to the stream. Hello, everybody. My name is Byzantine Soul, and I usually yap before we get into things. Today, I don't have anything to talk about except to illuminate you upon the fact that I am tired and also stupid. Which, if you're familiar with me at all, probably is not a revelation of any kind. Anyway, hello everybody. I am a little dumb. So what happened is, I made my schedule on Sunday, and I posted it on Sunday, and I was like, oh, okay, I have plenty of time. What actually happened was, it turns out, I did not make my schedule on Sunday, and I did not post my schedule on Sunday. I made my schedule on Monday, and posted it on Monday. So I'm a day behind. So I thought, oh, this event ends on Wednesday, we'll play it on Tuesday, we'll have so much time. It is, I realized just before stream, it is actually Wednesday. And we have not so much time to do an entire event. We have 2 hours and 25 minutes. So we're not gonna yap. We're gonna get right into it. Will the game kick me out in the middle of the event if it ends before we're finished? I don't know, but I will find out. So let's get right into it. Oh, it happens. It happens. Zucaro's most important guest is about to arrive. Let's get right into it. I didn't want to mess with the model today because I completely forgot I didn't have it set up. And I already had this set up, so we're getting right into it. The first rays of daybreak stream in through the trees that line the pavement, shining into a perfectly ordinary little cafe by the side of the street. A girl dressed like a shop attendant is hard at work. She's cleaning up the planters, making snacks, and changing out the coffee beans. She systematically works through the tasks that have to be completed before the cafe can open for business. Because it's perhaps it's because her neural cloud is occupied by these routine tasks, but she doesn't seem to notice the footsteps approaching her. Imagine if we don't make it through the event because I can't read. Alright, let's go. Good morning. Springfield circles around to the other side of the counter and watches the look of surprise on the other girl's face with interest. Ah, manager. It's not often that I find you so distracted, CENTAUREISSI. My apologies. Why must you apologize? The point of this cafe is to help everyone live a relaxed life after all. Well, I'm not very relaxed right now. CENTAUREISSI and Springfield look up at the same time. This cafe, decorated in a retro style, has a signboard reading Zucaro at its door. Or Zucaro. The Zucaro Cafe? They don't have voices, so I don't know. It's not only a popular hangout for the local residents, but also a secret clearinghouse run by ex-Griffin dolls to help their colleagues obtain information and seek help. After many years, the cafe has gradually put down roots and flourished, and it is entirely due to the efforts of the dolls who run it. Springfield nods to CENTAUREISSI and smiles. Well, being able to see you this relaxed proves that my hard work hasn't gone to waste. Of course, I'll continue doing my best with you from here out, manager. I'll be counting on you. That said, they are here today. But in that case, we won't need to worry about the security situation. Indeed. Right now, Zucaro is probably the safest place in the entire city. This also means I'll be able to put all of my focus onto the day's tasks. After all, the preparations for today must be handled with the utmost rigor. You have a point. Let me help you too. CENTAUREISSI nods. Springfield steps behind a nearby cabinet and quickly dons an apron before helping to portion out the desserts CENTAUREISSI has made before placing them into the cold case. I think my monitor's off. Why is it so far away from me? Seemingly spotting something of note, Springfield pauses as she tops off the milk in the coffee machine. And then she leans in close and takes a sniff of the grinder hopper. We're just sniffing grinder hoppers? Okay. Oh my, are the beans in the machine from your private reserve of black ivory coffee? Black ivory coffee. Interesting. These things are too precious for most merchants to sell, even in the satellite city. As I recall, you saved up many collapse pieces to buy them. Are you going to use them all today? Upon hearing Springfield speak, Centaureissi face flushes a faint pink. Yes, I would like to make the best possible coffee I can today. Centaureissi turns the calendar on the counter to a new page with a thoughtful look on her face. Each box on the calendar is filled with the entries for events in different styles of handwriting, such as meet with coffee bean supplier, trim the lawn, 100th Zucchero Live, heart, I wonder who could have wrote that one, and so on. Meanwhile, today's box has only one word on it. Reserved. Ah, about that. Have you wrapped the gift for our customer yet? Of course. I've modified and cared for it in special ways just so our customer will feel the full extent of the surprise you have prepared. Well done, Centaureissi. You've covered all the bases. I honestly don't know how the cafe would manage without you. You flatter me. All this is just standard procedure. Oh yes, the cookies are almost done. Would you like to try them, manager? I think not. I have some other work I need to wrap up. The rest is up to you. I'll take care of it for you. Centaureissi doesn't say anything else, turning aside to let Springfield through, as though they've rehearsed this movement countless times before. Springfield opens the door to the kitchen and pushes the cake flour on the shelf to one side before moving the syrup on the topmost shelf into another cabinet. After tightening the place up, she moves the cabinet aside, revealing a patch of wall whose colors are brighter on account of not being exposed to the sun as much as its surroundings. Like when you move a painting and there's just like a white square and the rest of the wall is yellow because you're like, whoa, this house is lived in. Finally, she knocks twice on the wall. The wall section creaks and then it suddenly splits open along a hidden seam, revealing a secret passage just large enough for a single person to pass through. In the darkness, Springfield expertly feels her way along the wall and finds a switch on it. A light comes on and illuminates the interior. A huge display monitor dominates the cramped room and turns on with lights, displaying several locations being monitored by security cameras. Springfield scans the images on the screen, then presses the intercom button below it. Right on time, Manager Springfield. We've managed to hire several very capable staffers recently, so I'm much less busy now. So, have you gotten any new stock in lately? Of course I have. What kind do you want? I'll go with coffee beans. I'd like the sweeter kind. One of our regulars have developed a taste for them. Also, have you received the special blend that Macchiato sent over last time? Oh yes, I have. It was delicious. If you have more next time, I want it all. My, aren't we greedy? Can you blame me when your menu items are all excellent? Now then, back to business. That special guest I mentioned earlier will be visiting us today. I would like to ensure that nothing goes wrong with this meeting. As a supplier, can you provide the coffee beans today? Oh, looks like this guest of yours is quite the VIP. Oh yes, she's our most valuable client after all. I see, and here I thought you were joking when you mentioned it last time. You really are a kidder. I've always taken my work seriously. Sorry, that wasn't what I meant. If you insist, I do have some extra coffee beans that I can supply today, manager. However, there'll be an extra charge for a rush order like this one. Of course, we'll settle our bill with you per standard procedure. Springfield soon receives a message. After she reads it, it automatically deletes itself. Fancy. My, this does help a lot. Just as she's about to continue, an internal call suddenly comes over her communicator. Pardon me, but it seems we have a bit of a situation at the cafe. We'll continue this later then. The other party hangs up and Springfield answers the call. She hears a familiar voice. Manager, we've spotted several suspicious individuals approaching Zucchero. Should I deal with them? Springfield looks at the screen. The security cameras show several thugs swaggering down the street. Seems they're just troublesome guests, so we'll let Sharkry handle them. Sharkry. Did you hear that, Sharkry? Is it time for Sharkry's debut at last? It seems there are some troublesome guests to the northwest of the cafe. Please take care of them. Will do. Sharkry will give each and every one of them a perfect show. Oh my god. Talk faster. On a building roughly 1 kilometer away from the Zucchero Cafe, I just made up pronunciations there. Macchiato is lying prone behind a set of guardrails on a balcony concealed by a camouflage cape. After hearing the voice through her communicator, she finally shifts her gaze away from the optical scope for a moment. As she watches the doll in the distance sauntering off with exaggerated dance-like steps, Macchiato grumbles to herself. Honestly, can we really count on her? While she is a civilian doll primarily intended for the entertainment industry, this young miss has been fitted with a really advanced fire control component. Usually she's the one who handles troublesome guests like these when you're not around. There's doubt written all over Macchiato's face as she continues studying Sharkery through her scope. Clearly she's not convinced by Springfield's words. Does this happen before the other Zucchero Cafe event? Or the Macchiato event, I mean? Is this before in the timeline? However, the suspicious individuals each fade from Macchiato's view over the course of the next few minutes. Looks like they were simply layabouts. Fortunately, they didn't pose a real threat. Sharkery, how are things now? One moment, manager, this is the last of them. Sharkery's voice comes over the transmission. Hey, aren't you from that bar in the underground shopping street? Have you paid your protection money for the month? If not, you'll... Wait a minute, are you a doll? Ow, stay back. Run away, run away. The sounds of flesh being fucking beaten into the dirt. I don't know what it said, but that's about it. You got the gist. See? She's good at this. I guess tricking the enemy with her deceptive appearance must be part of how she gets the job done. What's this? Is that jealousy I hear, Macchiato? Hell no. Would be jealous of that spoiled little brat anyway. Besides, all I need is a gun in my hand. And that's a wrap. Sharkery suddenly cuts into the transmission, striking a pose before proudly declaring her work is done. Manager, I finished my mission without a hitch. In the video feed, an arm slowly reaches out from a dumpster behind Sharkery. OMG in the story already? Yeah, there's no time for yapping. The event ends in 2 hours. I don't know how long it is. Sharkery, what's that behind you? Sharkery glances back and delivers a lightning-fast kick that sends the arm back into the dumpster. Haha, it's nothing at all. Also, I just asked this. Does this take place before the Macchiato event? I think it does, right? So you just threw them into the trash. You could have at least dumped them in front of the nearest police box. Oh no, my makeup's running. I need to go touch myself up. That up is doing a lot of heavy lifting. You have the stage now, Miss Macchiato. Hey, wait. I can't believe it. She was spouting a bunch of crap and then just walked off like that. I called her back. It takes place after? Macchiato just acted like she didn't know Sharkery at all. You should come back too, Macchiato. She's not here yet, is she? Maybe I should keep watching until she sets foot into the cafe. The police will keep an eye on things for today. And besides, I'm sure you don't want to be stuck alone on a roof when she shows up, right? It happens during the Diana event. Good to know. Now I have a timeline. Clears throat. Fine, I got it. I'm coming back now, okay? Although she has an annoyed scowl on her face, Macchiato's already getting to work on her final task. First, she opens her terminal and refreshes her data links. Scenes from the cameras monitoring the streets around the Zucchero flash around through her mind. Macchiato's neural cloud carefully parses and filters every single suspicious individual and sound, as well as windows and vehicles that could be used to spy on them. That's a lot of S's. Oh my god. The 14th check reveals no suspicious conditions. The surrounding streets are safe. Having reached that conclusion, we leave. Highest ground in the city. As a professional sniper, she knows the layout of this place like the back of her hand. While this is a satellite city in the green zone, she can have a bullet in the opposition skull within half a second of any threat exposing themselves should the situation call for it. S. Considering what kind of occasion this day is, she does not want any unexpected interruptions. I just imagine, like, you know, the middle school, like the S, just the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, however you do it. After verifying the situation, Macchiato disconnects the data cable, which is plugged into a floor port before returning her exquisite rifle into its violin case and leaping off the side of the building. We're just jumping off buildings now. That's great. Good job, Macchiato. 20 minutes later, after Zucchero's door chime rings for the last time today, the 4 members of the cafe's staff are finally gathered inside the cafe. Thank you, Miss Macchiato. Your coffee is ready. Okay, thanks. Macchiato accepts the cup and gets a whiff. The rich scent of roasted caramel, why did I say it like that, wafts into her nose. I like mixed caramel and caramel, and I said caramel. Who the fuck says that? Anyway, she takes a sip and her tense nerves promptly relax. The bitterness is just right, and the foam feels really dense. In any case, at least you didn't try to mess with me and treat me like a kid. You know, you can just praise CENTAUREISSI directly if you really want to. Huh? Were you expressing praise just now, Miss Macchiato? I love this clowny music. You see, the person in question had no idea you were doing it at all. What a pain. I'll be more careful next time. You're really good at catering to everyone's taste, CENTAUREISSI. This hot cocoa tastes super yummy, too. As I thought, rather than icky, bitter coffee, sweet cocoa really does suit this super cute sharkery the best. Ugh, kids are really easy to fool. Are you praising Miss Sharkery for being cute? What? I knew it. More from last time? Of course not. Looks like apart from lessons on cafe work, CENTAUREISSI will also need to study up on speaking Macchiato's language too. I will do my best. Why are you acting so serious about this anyway? Aw, look, Miss Macchiato's ears are red again. Perhaps she's trying to change the subject, or perhaps she really is bothered by something. Annoyed, Macchiato turns to look outside the window, drumming her fingers on the table. Speaking of which, isn't our guest here yet? The dolls all look outside. Crowds of people mill back and forth on the street, but the person they're all hoping to see has not shown up yet. The cookies will get cold if she does not arrive soon. Why do I pronounce it like that? I do not know. Time ticks by, and as the sun rises, the anticipation in the girl's heart soon becomes worry. Did something happen to her on her way here? They don't want to speculate on the reasons for it. However, their guest has always been a very punctual person. The cafe telephone rings in silence. In the silence. Those are two different things. If it was ringing in silence, you wouldn't hear it. Springfield heads over to the counter and picks it up immediately, as though she's been waiting for it all this time. As she raises it to her ear, she mimes a shushing gesture to the other members of the cafe. Hello, this is the Zucchero Cafe. Would you like a reservation or a home delivery order? Oh, is this the password system you arranged with her? However, the voice on the other end of the line is not the voice they've longed for. Springfield immediately turns to put her back to the counter and gives the other three dolls meaningful looks. It's been a while, Miss Springfield. Oh, hello. Alright then. You did say this was during the Dion event. Very interesting. Alright. Then, let's dispense with the pleasantries. Does the fact that you have this comm code mean that you're with her? A wise deduction. And yes, I need you to help us out right now. You won't refuse us, will you? Please get to the point. Simply put, things have gone wrong as usual and the threat level is code red. That's not good. I've sent you the coordinates and a route. Whether or not she'll still be alive depends on how quickly you get there. See you later then, ladies of the Zucchero. After some silence, Dandelion hangs up. What? It seems our guest has encountered some difficulty on her way here. I believe we will need to make a delivery. Manager will be using the emergency action plan? One moment, please. While she has rehearsed this scenario in her neural cloud countless times, Springfield still wants to ensure that the plan goes off without a hitch. Macchiato, go with loadout number 1 and bring as much ammo as possible. After that, you'll drive everyone to the objective location. Got it. Sharkery, can you ensure that our order is delivered? I believe you've installed the relevant software already. No problem. Sharkery has gone through tons of sim training. And as for you, CENTAUREISSI, I fear we'll have to open that gift we were saving for our guest ahead of time. I apologize for that. I know you spent a lot of time preparing that surprise. That's fine. The gift exists because she needs it. Its value will be maximized if we send it right when it is required. Thank you. Just in case, I'll stay in the cafe and provide remote support. If the worst should come to pass, I'll activate our emergency measures. If that happens, do not return to the Zucchero. The Zuck Hero. Proceed immediately to the backup safe house and meet there. Understood. Please be careful too. I will. CENTAUREISSI, please take care of everyone while you're outside. I'll make sure I keep everyone safe. So in return, please wait at home for our return. So in return. The Venetian blinds slowly close. Hedging the sunlight outside the cafe and the sound of the cafe door closing is drowned out by the clack 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 of rounds being chambered. A place which provides delicious food in times of leisure and one which protects that which is important in times of danger. That is what the Zucchero is. The Zucchero. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I did, in fact, drink an energy drink before the start of the stream because I figured I would need to talk fast because I don't naturally talk fast and it's hard. And now I have a lot of energy and I want to throw up. Because I also had some chocolate and I'm not supposed to have energy drinks or chocolate. And also my throat hurts. But we're getting through it. Kill these enemies faster. They're only level 15. Just shoot them. Ah, water. Elite blaster. Our nickname? I was gonna say my nickname in high school. Those jokes. Were those jokes ever funny? I don't know. I do not know. That's some dedication, though. Anything to get through 8 more chapters in an hour and a half. Oh no. 2 kilometers due west of the Intercontinental Railway Transfer Station. Black-colored IFVs. I'm surprised I said that correctly. Drive out of the mist. The autocannons and their turrets sweeping left and right, searching for enemies. I don't know if you guys ever seen me have energy in 2 years of streaming. There's a large pit in front of these IFVs. I don't think I've ever had energy ever. One of them comes to a halt about 50 meters away from the pit. After ensuring the situation is safe, its rear hatch slams to the ground. Black armored troopers cautiously dismount, turning on the powerful flashlights mounted on their weapons and illuminating the vast, seemingly bottomless pit before them. The sky starts to drizzle, and the soldiers' bracelets start to turn yellow. However, the troopers ignore the rising particle density. After the squad disperses and takes formation, a red-haired woman emerges from the vehicle. She walks past the troopers and up to the pit. The troopers act like they don't see her, their guns raised as they continue watching their surroundings for danger. She raises a cigarette to her mouth and lights it before looking disdainfully into the pit and taking a puff. The rain unfortunately puts the cigarette out. The woman scowls, then tosses the cigarette to the ground before forcefully stomping it out. Bad sign, my ass. It's just the same shit, different day. Behind her, several more IFVs drive up to the pit. Black armored troopers quickly dismount and spread out to scan their surroundings. Soon they fill up the space in front of the pit. The badges on the black armored troopers proclaim them to be from Manji? I don't know. But their equipment and attitudes are markedly different from the average PMC grunt. The woman changes the channel on her radio and begins giving orders. Everyone listen up. This is a hazard level 3 assignment. Charlie, Delta, and Foxtrot teams head underground and carry out plan C27. Bravo Echo teams watch the perimeter. Alpha teams stand by. Now, as for our ROE. She takes out another cigarette and lights it. I imagine she's got 2 in her mouth like Smoker from One Piece. After taking a puff, she pauses for a moment. Then the woman slowly exhales a cloud of smoke before giving her orders. Kill everything that moves. The black armored troopers are silent. The woman gestures and 3 teams of men immediately pivot and head into the pit while the other 2 begin establishing a defense line around them. The woman continues smoking her cigarette. The soldier behind her waits until she's done before walking up and asking her a question. Adjutant Lentine, why are we deploying 6 combat teams on a single level 3 assignment? Because the brass paid to deploy 6 combat teams. Even so, don't you think 6 teams is a little much? Does the Black Op this time round really bother the brass that much? Just look. Lentine points at the terminal in her hand, which shows the view from a trooper's helmet camera system. She grimaces in disgust as she looks at the insignia on the wall, and she covers it up by lighting another cigarette. Now she's got 3 in her mouth like Smoker, if Smoker was also Zorro. Courageous again. The squad leader shakes his head. They've been way too active recently. It's been making us look bad, too. You mean our nickname? Thanks to all this goddamn Black Ops, even the rest of Manji's security forces would rather die than let us help them. I mean, have you even heard the nickname they gave us? Oh, man. You don't like it? We're the best of the best at Manji security. We should be something like the Shining Edge, not Omen or whatever. Shining Edge. The woman suddenly laughs out loud, then cuts off her laughter by sticking a cigarette into her mouth. After taking a puff and getting her breathing under control again, she begins to speak. Frankly speaking, I actually like the name. Nobody who hears it is going to have any illusions about what we're going to do next. She points at the squad leader's head. Say, Kenny, When you became a security contractor, did you actually think you'd be keeping anything safe? Of course not. Did you know? I really, really hate it when people go expecting something of me and then end up depressed when their expectations fall short. Amen, sister. I keep hearing crap during missions like, aren't you here to save us? Or how can you do this? And whenever I do, it makes me think that I'm just a parrot in a cage. A parrot? I like that this guy's name is Kenny. I imagine underneath the mask it's Kenny, the guy who voices SpongeBob. Because everyone thinks you should be saying what they expect you to say. Nothing else registers as proper words to them. It's just noise, like a rooster going, "Awk, awk. Awk, awk, tua." That's two awks. That's awk. You get it, or something. Kenny is momentarily at a loss for how to respond. Just then a voice comes in over the radio, and the two of them in their chit-chat to check their terminals. Adjutant Lentine, we're closing on the target area, preparing to enter. Switch off all the security cameras, but leave one patch directly into our comms channel. Do not record any imagery from this mission. Roger. Have Delta block off the entrance. Foxtrot will cover you. Use up all of your explosives. Roger. Time for work. Lentine tosses the cigarette butt aside and heads for her IVF, with Kenny trailing after her. Once they get inside, the monitors inside this vehicle show the positions of the combat team members who have entered the tunnels in the view from their body cameras. On the screen, the black armored troopers are moving from the elevator platform to a huge smashed gate. They enter the room beyond, covering each other in a leapfrog fashion. Now I just imagine fully armored troops playing leapfrog. Like squatting and jumping over each other's shoulders. I guess they would also be jumping over each other's soldiers too, but I meant their shoulders. Fuck! The room inside contains several dozen huge culture tanks with a human body parts enmeshed with plant tendrils floating in the culture solutions. Oh, we're back to the cult shit. The power source in their middle glows dimly. I guess you did say it was related to or it was at the same time as the Dion event. And dandelions involved, I should have expected the weird biomechanical cult shit. We found multiple samples. The power has been shut off. There might be a contact risk. Stay away from those tanks. Inform all teams that the assignment's hazard level has been upgraded to 2. Understood. I'll let them know right away. Looks like their ritual site is down there. It's not often that there's one so close to a green zone. These lunatics are getting wilder and wilder. Don't let your ethics cloud your judgment. We take money to solve problems. We're just gophers for a small independent MPMC. It took me like all of my impulse control not to say Van Wilder when I read Wilder. Take Bravo off sentry duty. Have them go down there to support the others. Got it. I'll contact them. Kenny keys his radio and gives orders to the combat team on the perimeter. Lentine's eyes are focused on the screen. The images from the camera continue moving as the troopers take plastic explosives out of their backpacks, which they plant in various corners of the room. Breath. I gotta take a breath. No life forms detected nearby, and charges have been sent awaiting further instructions. Proceed for Gwarg, who I did see at Warp Tour one year. And that was an experience. There's a shot from behind in the broad daylight in a parking lot. Quite an experience. There's a shot from behind and the image shakes violently. The viewpoint quickly turns to the rear where a trooper in the back has been impaled through the forearm by a thorny plant stem from one of the culture tanks. The trooper tries to escape, but the stem burrows deeper into his flesh. Gross. Purple liquid oozes out of the stabbed area and the trooper's arm immediately swells up. The man beside him draws a knife from his waist and promptly chops off the wounded man's forearm. The stabbed soldier wails in agony, staggering back from the pain and shock. His teammate pulls out a medkit and administers a styptic and painkillers. The camera view shifts to the plant that is still burrowing deeper into the severed arm. Nasty. A white-colored mist sprays in from off-camera. Abnormal contact has occurred. One man has been injured, suppressing with liquid nitrogen. I mean, that'll do it. The vegetation soon freezes over. Unable to bear the weight of the forearm, it falls to the ground and splinters into many pieces. How many times do I have to tell you not to approach those tanks? Lentine sighs and rubs her temples. Send him up. Will do. Lentine leans back into her chair and addresses Kenny in a mocking tone. Well, well, lucky him. For the low, low price of half an arm, he gets to collect a big, fat compensation paycheck. That guy who was wounded was probably Masio. He's been with us for close to 10 years. Close to 10 years. It's been that long already. You know, when I get sick of being adjutant, you should take over. I'll go join a combat squad and get some random little injury. When the time comes, make sure you give me a nice little bonus. Enough to retire with. Yeah, right, adjutant. Who else would be kind enough to share their compensation with someone else? You mean you wouldn't share yours with me? Hell no. Wow, petty much? Lentine pouts to express her displeasure, but they've been through this routine so many times before that Kenny doesn't bother following up on the old gag with her. How many more rooms are there which need blowing? Intel indicates there's 2 more. We're just gonna move past that. Looks like there's a whole mess of Black Op for us today. Suddenly, Lentine pulls off her earpiece. Kenny's about to speak, but she signals for him to stop. Hold on, I'll cover it up. Did you hear something? I think it sounded like a helicopter. A helicopter? Helicopter? The squad leader removes his earpiece, listens carefully, and then shakes his head. Not a thing. What happened? Our intel didn't mention anything about aircraft passing nearby, right? I mean, it's perfectly normal for people to use aircraft without filing for permission in an ungoverned region like this. Lentine frowns and puts her earpiece back on, but she continues speaking in an unhappy tone. I have a bad feeling about this. Adjutant Lentine, we just got a transmission from Bravo. They found an elevator that wasn't mentioned in the intel, and there's a large thermal signature coming from a chamber below the elevator. I'll patch in a video feed from over there. The two of them turn back to the screen. It flashes, and then its perspective changes. This time, the viewer is looking into the pit with a thermal imager. Give me the size and composition of the thermal signature. One moment, please. Scan complete. I'm picking up at least 40 life forms in a massive thermal source massing at least 5 units or more. You know, what is a... I guess it's inferred what the units are, because units is like not a measurement. They're units of something, but I guess it's inferred to be like the radiation or whatever. Thermal units. I don't know what the fuck they got going on in post-apocalyptic Russia or wherever we're at. 5 units, so it's a boojum then. So they summoned us even before the ritual was complete. That doesn't happen often. The sound of gunshots come over the transmission, seemingly from a long distance away. I hear gunshots. All teams, stay alert. Who are you engaging? Hang on. There's nobody. None of the teams have engaged anyone. Then something must have happened underground. Delta finished planting the explosives. The rest of you head deeper into the pit. This assignment's hazard level is now 1. All personnel prepare to engage a boojum. Understood. While that answer was simple enough, there was an added hint of nervousness in the man's voice, which I nailed. They're calling this a hazard level 3 mission even though there's a boojum present? We were wondering why they shelled out so much, right? Looks like we got your answer. Still, even if the FABN group is in charge of things, a boojum so close to the green zone is going too far. Forget it. This isn't any of our business. Have Alpha prepare themselves. We'll be... Suddenly, they hear bullets strike the exterior armor plate of the vehicles, followed by an emergency transmission over the radio. This is Echo. You've engaged unknown dolls. They're attempting to enter the underground chamber. Dolls? How many? Unable to estimate. They have a sniper. 2 of our guys have been hit. We're pinned down. God damn it. Can you get the IFV over and give them fire support? Why now of all times? Rhino 2, Rhino 3, what the hell are you doing? Why aren't you returning fire? What? Your optics were destroyed. You shower of useless assholes. Very creative. You shower? Whatever. Okay, that stun locked me. Must I do everything myself? Kenny climbs into the gunner's seat and prepares to manually control the autocannon for the attack. Kenny said, I'm gonna do this shit myself. However, there's the sound of a crisp impact from outside the vehicle, and the gunner's monitor in front of him promptly bursts into a sea of static. What? Don't waste your time. We aren't going up against any ordinary dolls. Alpha, mount up. We're moving in to assist. What's going on? Why are we getting attacked? Are we doing the attacking? I'm approaching the coordinates Miss Dandelion sent us. I see some IFVs here. They might end up being a big threat to us. Makasete? Bang! I've destroyed their optics. They shouldn't be able to do anything for the time being. I don't know if you saw the shadow, but Macchiato's hair Waving in the wind, the shadow looked like a crab claw. Got it. Ready to break in? Lobster claw. Ooh. Crabby. Looks like a crabby. Yeah, give me 30 seconds and I'll be at your possession ASAP. Shark, stay inside and keep the engines running. Prepare to head out at any time. Yeah? So I won't get a chance to shine. Not unless you want some 25mm ventilation in your frame. Ugh, okay then. Don't take your time. I won't. I'll set it to auto and then everything will be fine. I don't have time to deal with you with my own brain. Unless there's a boss battle in which I will deal with my own brain. But you are 50 levels below me. And by the way, I reached level 60. Like on my account, and then I also upgraded these 4 and maybe Mosin to level 60 so far. So we kind of got it going on. Please blow up. Please get shot. Somebody. Thank you. Good job. We can't hold them, Adjutant. Those dolls made it underground. That fighting style. And such capable T-dolls. This is Bravo. We made contact with unknown T-dolls. They got a lot of firepower on the side. We're going to back up. That's what Bravo sounds like. So there are T-dolls underground as well. Looks like things are becoming more and more interesting. Interesting. Leave 3 people behind to tend to the wounded. Everyone else follow me. We're going after those dolls. Got it. Welcome to Max Level Club. Thank you, I'm happy to be here. Although I do realize I was using support macchiatos, and they have I don't know what it's called in this game. But like E6 or whatever. And it's just better because she shoots on her Overwatch. She shoots like 5 times instead of 2. But like, it's a lot of money to pull for a lot of macchiatos, you know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, on the other side of the pit, how many more enemies are there? There should be at least 50 according to the scans, right? Is there another way? As you can see right now, I'm just a diner. Look, I'm being serious here. In that case, we should be able to solve the problem handily once our reinforcements arrive, right? Reinforcements? And here are the reinforcements. I remember this. Where are we getting reinforcements from? Just then, I hear a familiar yet unfamiliar voice in my earpiece. The moment I do, I know that we've been tossed a lifeline. Master, do you read me? Loud and clear. We received Miss Dandelions' distress signal and are now approaching your location. Macchiato's come too. Wait for us, Commander. Don't you dare don down there. Looks like my number's not up just yet. Dandelion, give me CENTAUREISSI's location. Already sent. The enemy's rate of fire is massive. The sooner we're out of here, the better, considering we don't know if more enemy reinforcements will show up. I quickly glanced through the signal icons on my terminal. CENTAUREISSI and the others are approaching fast. When they're positioned, I can count on them to help me pincer the enemy. However, we'll need to take Elena back from the Boojum first. I look around. You know, is that the the right Helena? I don't remember where we're at this point. I look around. I guess I have my answer. I look around. Diana's hitting the enemy with everything she's got. Courtney and Elena, and the Helena she's protecting, are looking at me with frightened eyes. We don't have much room for error, but I'm certain that even after all this time, the dolls can still work well together. There's no more time to hesitate. I quickly decide on my next move and give my orders. Down. Commander? I need suppressive fire from you and Jiang Yu in that direction to draw their attention. Our reinforcements will flank them from behind and will break out through their location. Yes. Dandelion, help compute the ideal attack route for Diane and CENTAUREISSI and send it to them. Already done and sent. CENTAUREISSI, give me a sit rep once you get in position, then wait for my go. Yes, Master. ETA is 1 minute. Down, keep laying down fire. When I give the word, we'll make a break for more open area and draw the enemy's attention. Jiang Yu.